Howdy, all you out there. My name is Gunnar Clovis. I'm a game developer, and today I would like to play the first game, at least on itch, by FlamingSparrow, which would be FramePerfect. So FlamingSparrow has been on my list for a while, kind of sitting on the very long backlog. It just says, hi, I'm FlamingSparrow. I make cool games, at least they're cool to me. I'm still in high school and a beginner, but I am learning fast. I hope you enjoy my games. Here's a list of them, always growing. All right, awesome. Yeah, cool. Just 4 games, but they all seem interesting. So this is FramePerfect. It's an adventure game, play in browser. So this says, trapped in a strange world with a camera that can warp the bounds of nature. So that can wrap. So if it was wrapping, that would be like, could be like a 4-sided fantasy, or like a, there's a game called The Fourth Wall at Digipen, which I rather like. Actually, I'm not a big fan of 4-sided fantasy, frankly. Well, actually, no, it says warp. Sorry, not wrap, warp. And with a camera. Oh, it's okay. I'm trying to try and guess what this game would be about. I mean, it looks more like a 2D puzzle platformer than an adventure game. But there was a game called, I believe, Camera Obscura. It was like an indie game I played on Steam a long time ago, and you had it was a very interesting, very unique mechanic that I've never seen replicated, where you would take a picture and then kind of offset the world and the collision environment, if my memory serves, something like that. It was very interesting. But so yeah, let's see what this is. Trapped in a strange world with a camera that can warp the bounds of nature. All right, this is for Game Off 2019. Very good. I need to participate in a Game Off. Cool. Got some good feedback, looks like. So, this is FramePerfect, a simple platforming game with a unique twist. Your character is equipped with a special camera that has the ability to move the bounds of the screen. Use this ability to make your way through this strange and colorful world. Currently only has 3 levels due to time constraints, so it is more of a demo/concept than a full game. How to play. The goal of the game is to reach the goal, which is a ripple effect for now. Move with A and D keyboard keys, jump with space, hold C to switch the camera's mode. Okay. Alright, so it's WSD space C. C to switch the camera's mode. Arrows to move the camera's frame. Or drag and drop where you want. Okay, so I could use, my left hand's going to be on WSD and manipulating C and space. Then I could use my right hand either on the mouse to drag and drop, I believe. Or arrow keys. The camera's sides bounds behave as a wall, so you can call wall slide, wall jump on them. I think it's supposed to be so you can. If you hold it for too long, you will run out of the battery's charge. You can fill the battery again with the batteries that spawn on the map. The triangle is called the shy beam, and you turn it off by putting the source triangle in frame. Okay. Escape to pause and restart main menu or resume. If you play the WebGL version, please play in full screen. Yeah, always play in full screen. This isn't really a full game, more of a demo proof of concept, so it's far from finished, but enjoy. We hope to make it a full game post-jam, so if you're interested in following or helping out, hit us up. Also, the downloadable version is less buggy, so if you're having issues, WebGL does weird things. Yes, it does. And then GitHub. Alright, cool. Yeah, I was going to say, it said us, and so they're implying multiple people worked on this game, but they're not credited. They are listed as contributors within itch, which is perfect. You should always do that. That's really, really awesome and important to do. But you should also list them out within the description and then the game as well, ideally. Yeah, so this has a custom theme set, has some nice greens. It's not the best color palette. Yeah, it doesn't seem like this was copied from even a procedurally generated color palette. These were just kind of colors chosen through the wheel, which is still, I think, better than the default, but definitely could be improved. Particularly because it's using just black for the text. It's fine. I feel like you could do something a little bit more interesting. Maybe make it it is readable, but potentially could be even more readable. Whereas this default itch, kind of pinky orangish red, is very, very difficult to read on top of this green. Both of these shades of green, the contrast is not really there and makes it really, really difficult to navigate. But yeah, I'm gonna try the WebGL version. Hope it works out. Of course, I want to full screen. Always want a full screen. Come on. Okay, music right away. Ooh. All right, we have a physics system. All right. Yeah, so that I'm not sure if I really recommend that where see the menu can kind of go in and out of being activated based on its physics. And especially with the menu UI, you want it to be as easy and as accessible as possible. You don't want there to be any barriers or any kind of catchiness. And this is fine. It's not really enough, but I mean, it cooled down over time, I guess. Oh, geez. Says how to play, shows the keys, but these are videos, I guess. No. I was kind of struggling with that. Oh, and then we have this. Oh, wow. It's showing the weird camera mechanic, but I would rather just learn it. Oh my god, okay. Close. So that's a little buggy. Ooh, this is still version 0.01. Oof. Alright, we do have some volume controls, that's good, but we'll jump into it. Okay, so our little kind of cat girl. Cool. Okay, I felt like I was kind of stuck there on an invisible wall for a second. So yeah, ooh, that's nice. Yes, I cling onto the wall and just slide very slowly. Although, it's the same whether I hold A or let go. Yeah, okay. If I jump down, will I die? I will die. Cool. It's kind of weird there isn't music, because there was such loud and yeah, and aggressive music on the main menu. I like the soundscape. I like the little nice nature sounds, but it feels odd. So yeah, press C. Oh. Okay, I see. I gotcha. Yes, I played some games like this. Yeah, so while keeping the player within bounds, I move the game screen all around, and otherwise the game screen won't move. And then, it's similar to something, not quite the extent of, it doesn't have the wrapping mechanic of like a four-sided fantasy or a, what was it called? The fourth wall. But this is the same idea. But now I'm pressing C, it doesn't do anything, so I guess I need to be on solid ground for that. Or, okay, no, maybe it's just buggy. Dang it. The C is not working. Oh no! Oh no, obviously, duh. It's because I have limited battery. Oh man, oh that's actually gonna be kind of frustrating, isn't it? Oh, but I can just climb up a single wall. Alright, well that's good to know. Yeah, I wasted my battery. So that is, okay, I should maybe be able to make this. Yeah, because very easy to traverse up walls. And I do really like that. The animation is really nice. Yeah, actually, the animation for the player character is really nice all around. It's simple. It could definitely be like more animated, but for a game jam, this is excellent. I really like the art style. Oh, maybe I can't make it. No. Okay. Oh, geez. I was trying to press escape. Yeah, I want to restart this level. I wasted my camera. Oh, what the heck? That brought me down to frickin' 1% battery on its own. So what? Okay, it's the time. Ah, that sucks. Okay, I don't like that. I think that's a bad a badly designed implementation of that mechanic. I'm not a huge fan of kind of those kind of timers in general, but especially when you need it to play the game. I need that timer or else I literally just cannot play the game. I have to restart like I did. And it does not encourage me to really like spend time looking at, like, look at this. I want to, yeah, look how fast that goes. It's terrible. I want to spend time messing around with this and looking around and seeing what happens. But I can't do that. The game wants me. Ugh, man. Game incentivizes me basically just to quickly tap it and try and like memorize the map and then just snap over the window to wherever I need it to go. That I really don't approve of that. Actually, I think that's one of the worst ways you could have implemented that system. Oh, man. Yeah, and the collision is just not quite where I want it to be. Yeah, honestly, I think that putting it on that kind of timed battery thing, I think is probably going to really hurt this game. As the page said, it's more of a demo. And I think, yeah, there's no playtesting for that. Other thing is that every time I need to restart, I have to hit escape. And when you're playing WebGL, you don't really want things to work on escape. Web apps with an itch should not function on escape because escape exits full screen as it does, and then I have to click. So restart is R. It should just be I press R on the keyboard, which I'm trying to do. I'm pressing it right now. It doesn't do anything. Restart should just always be R. There's no reason for it to be anything else. And if you needed, I don't know, I'm not sure I agree with the camera being on a limited battery at all, but if it was, it definitely should not be based on time that you're holding it down. That's really, ooh, that feels really bad. It should be based on like movements. So maybe that could be you can move the camera's view a limited number of units, of big kind of chunky tiled units. Or it could be just like each segment of the battery represents, one change of the camera position. So you can stare at the map, deciding for however long you want, appreciating the work that went into the nice animation, but you don't have to, but you're not rushed. Yeah, you're not rushed, but you can't just use it over and over. I honestly don't think that's necessary, though. I think much better implementation of this mechanic would see it just be an infinite resource. Yeah, there are similar games. Camera Obscura does something quite a bit more complicated, but I'm pretty sure that's on it's an infinite resource. And then games like Foresight Fantasy, it's less of, it's not really what I would call a resource at all. Oh goodness. No, I can't escape up there. Oh man. God. Yeah, just a bit buggy, which is fine. It happens. Game jams. But man. Yeah, and so I really just need to kind of like look on the screen to figure out what I'm gonna do. But the game does not want me to do that, which is unfortunate. Yeah, it even boots me out eventually. Man. So I'm trying to get up there. That's the level to do that. Really, I'm not a fan of that. So, God, yeah, I thought I could have skipped up there, but that doesn't want to work at all. So I want to get up there. Yeah, that is an insanely quick timer. That is really, really bad. You want to look at the pretty animations and the pretty art and make a plan, but the game does not want me to have a plan. So I don't know. I'd like to just climb up the left wall, but that was not really working. Oh goodness. Yeah, the actual game camera is kind of, okay, no, yeah, alright. that shouldn't be the case, but yes, the game camera is different. Where I want it. No, there. Okay. Yeah, and I just have to kind of memorize all of this and do it as quickly as possible, and I can't mess up. There's very little room for error or experimentation or learning. No, okay, and the hitboxes on those spikes are, yeah, far too wide and unforgiving. Dang it. See, now this looks spiky. Oh, because it's the tree? Oh my god, I can walk through that. Oh, man. Yeah, so I could have gone to the right and then just walked through. So that is... Oh, that is unfortunate. That is textbook bad level design. God, at least for a game like this where this isn't really funny in any way, it's not really a prank on the player, it's just a failure in communication. Because it's the same texture, it doesn't show that there's any difference in depth between the rest of the world and the player character and this kind of pole, which I can walk behind. It just looks like it's the exact same color and shape and depth of the terrain that I hit my head on and stand on. That's unfortunate and frustrating. Okay, and the hitbox for these spikes is really kind of overstepping its bounds over here. Okay, let's try that. Ooh, alright. Okay, that made it through. Alright, so I go over here and bleed my thing. I need to get all the way across. Oof, up there. Oh, man. Okay, it's fine. Come on. Yeah, and the slow sliding thing, I think that should only happen while I'm holding down A for left on the left wall and holding down D for right on the right wall. Otherwise, I would like to kind of let go and fall faster. More like a standard wall jump. And yet here again, what is this? This is the terrain. It's the same as this black part of the ground, but then there's just this kind of green thing in front. If that was behind and clearly a background element, the same layer as these kind of vines that don't do anything, that could be fine. But right now that is rather unfortunate. Ooh. Okay, oh my god. Alright. And again, so this pillar, can I collide with that or not? I'm really not sure. Alright, what about that? Okay, there we go. Alright. So, I beat it. And yeah, and this menu is very interesting. I'm not sure I would completely agree with this. Yeah, having it be on physics, you could have it be navigatable with like mouse, with arrow keys or something instead of mouse, so that there was a pointer separate from the user's Windows mouse that would hover over each thing. That's very common for a lot of menus, and you can make it either or, so that when like the player moves their mouse, that breaks. But yeah, it's just it's interesting but kind of funky. And and not entirely recommended for menus. But yeah, that was FramePerfect, which is a Game Off 2019 Game Jam game. It was interesting. Yeah, definitely interesting. It says this is in development 70 days ago, last updated, and still V01, so I don't expect this is being actively worked on, and we'll get much of any updates. But it's definitely an interesting concept. It's not the most innovative thing in the world, but that's fine. There are no original ideas. It's impossible to have original thought. And it's all about execution in games, really, that ideas account for very little. It's 90% execution. Genius is 1% inspiration and 99% perspiration. It's all about the work you put into it. And this is, I will say, rough, but it's for a Game Jam game, and at least one of the developers, the primary developer, because it's upload to FlamingSparrow's account, is a high school student. I imagine the other students, the other developers are students as well. No information on that. But yeah, it's definitely nice, and I do like the music quite a bit. I do like the graphics quite a bit. And again, it's a totally fine gameplay concept and design route to go on. There are a lot of very good games that have been made about similar kind of adjacent concepts, and I think this could definitely be taken somewhere. But right now, I would mainly like to see. There's some programming improvements, there's some bugginess and kind of odd feelings. I'd mainly like to see the level design be improved with just how information is communicated. There's stuff that seemed like it should definitely be part of the physics. Part of the collision environment, but instead was not. And then vice versa, where there were objects that seemed like, this completely should not be solid, and then it was solid. That's just very, very strange. And yet here, like this vine is not a physics object being walked right past it, I believe. But it's the same color and depth as the ground. And we can get that. But you also see there's this background the whole entire game of a lighter shade of green. Right here, all these pillars and this green thing I walked past, and there's that green little hill and fern and stuff, and that is clearly a background element. But there are other elements that just don't entirely make sense as being background elements. So this is actually a foreground. Well, normally refer to the collision environment, so it's like this ground and walls and then the empty space between them. That is the collision environment, or the foreground. So this little fern that I'm walking behind, and little bits of grass and branches or vines or whatever, those you could call foreground elements, but that's not the best term, because it's over the player. It's high. It's what we would call a lower depth, or z-axis, to the player. But I don't know, I think there's just improvements that could be made with the communication, and I would very much recommend that the main mechanic, the battery mechanic, the camera mechanic, does not operate on that same battery mechanic. I think it would be better if it was just an infinite resource, and then you could just design the levels to be a bit more challenging and puzzle-like in themselves. Because right now it's really incentivizing just kind of like not taking in the beauty and the artistry of the level design and the art and the music and the sound effects. It's just incentivizing the player breezes past all that and really just kind of restarts if they mess up at all, and does not encourage exploration or learning or experimentation, which is unfortunate. So those would be my main improvements. And then there's a lot of other small stuff. Obviously, there can be more content added. But it's a very, very fine jam game. And if this was FlamingSparrow's first game ever, as it is somewhat implied by being the first game listed on the itch, it's a very, very good first game, for sure. Or even first of several games. Very, 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 very good. And so yeah, I look forward to playing FlamingSparrow's other games and seeing their development over time. I love playing games by new game developers, especially like middle schoolers and high schoolers, just learning. It's really, really awesome. Love to see new people join the game development community. So yes, this was Itchy for Jam, my series where I play your itch.io games and give my kind of little bit of feedback and critique with a specific game developer's eye. My name is Gunnar Clovis. I am a game developer. It's what I do for a living, and I really, really love it. Kind of obsessed my whole life about it. So I hope this was useful or fun in some way in your own game development journey. So there's always something that can be learned when you play other people's games. I think there's always a positive thing that you can take away, something you might want to mimic, or at least should be reinforced as something you should continue to do when you play other people's games. And there will always, even no matter how amazing or perfect the game is, there will always be negative things you can take away from playing or examining someone else's game, things that you would like to avoid, or you notice, hey, I do that a lot in my own work, and I can see now when I'm in the other seat, when I'm playing I'm in the player's perspective, you can see it doesn't really work. So that can always give us new insights to our own work, and I think it's a really, really important part of development and improving. So yeah, please keep up your game development journeys or whatever else you are doing, whether you're a writer or a singer or an artist. Maybe you just like working out. Maybe you're working on a scrapbooking collection. Maybe you like wood cutting or glass blowing. I don't know. It could be anything. Could be knitting, cosplay. There are a near infinite amount of hobbies, and I'm sure you're going to be awesome at yours, or you are, and you're going to continue to grow and learn no matter your skill level. And that's all I can really say, is just always keep growing, always keep learning and improving, never stop. And yeah, have a lovely day.